And we're here at PDAC 2019, and I have a guest with me, Mr. Jayant Bhandari. We've done interviews every year. Thanks a lot for joining us again, Jayant.
Thanks for having me, Sunny.
Good, excellent. Well, it's the first day, so first off, you've been talking a lot lately about, Chinese demand for gold, even just the Chinese economy, and a lot of things have been happening with the US trade war as well. So I just want to get your view on the current trade war between the US and China, and the good and the bad.
There is a lot of good going to come out of this trade war. Mm-hmm. I don't really give much negative importance to this trade war. Okay. I think this will blow over. It is not going to harm either the US or China in the long term. Mm-hmm. What it will do is to straighten up trade between China and the US. Okay. Both these societies want to grow economically, mm-hmm. And what America and what Trump is asking for is that China does not force American companies to give away their technology for free to Chinese society, which is a fair demand. Mm-hmm. I have increasingly become a fan of Trump. I think he's trying to do a lot of good things. China is, of course, trying to do a lot of good things as well. Yeah. China is copying a lot of things, and there's nothing wrong in copying things. Yeah. The world would not have progressed without copying from other people. But China should be prepared to pay for some of that copying. Right. I think China will loosen up their regulations in that respect, and will make it easier for all of them, Americans and Chinese, to create a win-win situation for everyone. Mm. This will blow over in a few months' time, in my view.
And what's your projection? What do you think? What do you mean by few months? Do you mean like at the end of this year, or?
Much before the end of the year. I think both parties will sort out the trade war issues to clean up the mess. Without China needs America, and America needs China. China is the engine of growth for the human economy, for the world economy, because that's the only third world country that is actually growing. And they are becoming very smart, Sunny. I was in China a month back.
Interesting. And what did you find out there then?
I go to China twice a year, and I have been to smaller places in China. Every time I go there, I see a cultural change. I'm not just talking economic change, a cultural change.
Positive cultural change.
Positive cultural change. A lot of good cultural changes are happening. Massive libraries and bookshops are coming up in China, which is the only third world country where I have seen bookshops coming up. That tells you about the higher order changes happening in China, and that will be extremely advantageous for China and, in my view, for the rest of the world.
Excellent. So then how does that affect the level of Chinese gold consumption by Chinese citizens? And also I guess you can transfer that over to the People's Bank of China. How does that affect their reserves and their behavior?
Well, I don't really give much importance to increased demand of gold by Chinese and the Chinese government. I know that the Chinese Federal Bank has acquired more gold, quite a bit of gold recently.
Right.
But that could easily be just a part of their diversification. China was a closed economy, Sunny, 3 decades back.
Yeah, of course.
So they are still opening up. Their people are still moving outside China, which is nothing negative. We all have to diversify ourselves, and Chinese people and Chinese government is mainly diversifying itself, unless I knew what they were discussing in their boardrooms, which I don't.
Yeah.
So yes, I think gold is going to be a very important part of Chinese consumption patterns of the government and of the people, but I don't think that necessarily mean that they want to get rid of their US dollars.
Right, okay. Now, if as part of investing in the mining sector, I mean, you can invest in several different investment products, or whether it be the mining equities themselves, funds, or bullion. You've invested in the mining equities. Do you also invest in bullion itself?
I invest in bullion. These are completely different things.
Absolutely.
Investing in bullion is not even investing, it's an insurance, because I don't get any yield from investing in bullion. But I do invest in bullion to protect myself, to make sure that I have cash available in my pocket when the time comes.
Yeah. And from your experience, I mean, which currency, because you can also price a lot of this bullion in gold or silver in different currencies. Which currency is the most advantageous to invest, or most inexpensive to invest in bullion?
Well, I mean, at any point of time, it does not really matter which currency you buy gold in, because the currency exchange rate takes care of all the fluctuations. But remember, for a lot of third world countries, gold is trading at its peak pretty much in many ways. So for a lot of third world countries, gold price has done extremely well. It is only in US dollar which has actually appreciated a lot, which means that from American point of view, gold hasn't necessarily done as much as what it has done for other people. I mean, in Canadian dollars, it has done quite well.
Right, right.
But what I really like, Sunny, is to invest, buy and hold East Asian currencies, Taiwanese currency, Korean currency, Japanese currency, even yuan, and I like Hong Kong dollars and Singapore dollars. If you look at McBurger purchasing power index, these East Asian currencies are discounted by anything between 30 to 50% to their purchasing power parity basis compared to the US dollar. So yes, have gold, keep your gold in Singapore or Hong Kong if you can, and keep some of these currencies as well, because at some point of time, correction between US dollar and these currencies will happen, which will give you an extra upside when these currencies correct to the upside.
Interesting. Okay, so let's talk about your investing style. So what given the market the way it is right now in the mining equity sector, what do you look at in terms of mining company? What stage of development? What jurisdiction? What are some of the key factors that you look at?
I don't confuse myself with any of these things. I'm here to make money. I don't really care about the nature of the market. The bear market actually is the best time to invest and make money. And I find it very surprising, Sunny, when I come to conferences, I realize that people did not do well in 2018. There is no reason for you not to do well in any of these markets, because market is either moving up or down. If you can understand what is happening, and if you do a proper valuations on these companies, you can actually make more money in the bear market, particularly because there are value propositions existing in the market. And good companies run by good managements actually correct themselves to the upside very quickly. So you can actually buy them cheap and sell them high in the bear market and make money actually.
Interesting. Okay, well, let's finish off with your market snapshot. So based on today and how the market's reacting, are you bearish, somewhat bearish, indifferent, cautiously optimistic, or bullish?
I think if you pay attention to the quality of projects, quality of management, there's always bullishness. You can always find good companies. Having said that, in general, the mining sector is always a bearish market. And the reason is that mining investors and mining managements are very good at destroying value. Mining investors are gamblers mostly. And I'm very happy that they are gamblers, because they enable transfer of money from their wallet to my wallet. And I'm very pleased that they are there. But mining investors create a reason for managements to destroy value. It's a wealth destructive sector. And in fact, in my view, most early stage companies are wealth destructive sectors in IT, in computing, anything you go to. What you have to have is an eye for good companies run by good managements, and they should offer you value for the price you are paying to buy them.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Jayant, for being on the segment today. If you want to find more information about Jayant, just visit jayantbhandari.com, and I'll leave the contact information below, and you can get in touch with him directly and find out more about what he does and give you some tips. Thanks, Jayant. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Sunny. Thanks for the opportunity.
Appreciate it.